End of May is approaching. It's time for us to do our power rankings where we rank the worst team in baseball all the way to the best. Before we get going into it, make sure you are subscribed to the Windup for all the baseball content coming at you. Big shout out to all our members who get access to the videos early. If you like listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get them, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. We go in chunks of 5. That's how we roll here. James, you want to start us off with 30 to 26?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. This is it's weird how much this has already changed in the last 6 weeks since the last time we did this.
Just a bit.
Yeah, so my number 30 are the Angels.
Okay.
29 are the Giants. 28 are the Rockies. 27 are the Red Sox, and 26 are the Mets.
Yeah, I mean, very, very similar. I went number 30 New York Mets, 29 Rockies, 28 Angels, 27 Giants. I went 26 Astros, though. I know you didn't mention them. I did not have the Red Sox in the bottom. I still think they stink, but I did not have them in that bottom 5. Mets are probably a little aggressive there at 30, but truthfully, I this version of the team right now with only Juan Soto, who is currently sick, it's the worst team in baseball. It's bad.
It's very bad. The Mets have the worst OPS in baseball by a long shot. I couldn't make them last because they're still pitching legitimately well almost every single day. It's just a deplorably bad lineup. But as we talked about in Mets Up, which is much more Mets focused, which we're not going to talk about them for more than the next 30 seconds here. Yeah. They're weirdly top 7 in both hard hit rate and barrel rate, which I couldn't believe, but I guess it's real. But again, that's why they're bad for me, but still not the worst team in baseball, which I had the Angels because they are kind of a joke.
Yeah, I had them just slightly ahead of the Rockies. Simply because Mike Trout, Zach Neto, Jose Soriano, those are good baseball players. It is tough to look at the Rockies roster and still see any sort of semblance of good baseball players, truly good baseball players. Like Mickey Moniak was kind of their one guy. He's on the IL now. So the Rockies have been finally starting to hit that skid while the Angels hit it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. And then we both have the Giants down here who are just the biggest bummer in baseball in the season with a lot of bummers. They're such a bummer that they don't even have the fun flair of being disappointing like the Mets and the Red Sox and the Tigers and the Orioles and the Astros, other teams we're going to talk about. The Giants are just kind of depressing, but the players looks like they're still kind of having fun. But again, from the outside, there's just not a bleaker situation in the league right now.
No, the fact that they have some of the worst contracts on the books in all of Major League Baseball, and they're actively trying to get rid of them. You're hearing about how they're trying to position themselves to be in a place to get Rock Chalowski in the upcoming MLB draft at the 4th overall pick. I saw a great tweet. I think it was either from Andrew Claudio, friend of the channel, or somebody else in the basketball world where they were like, yeah, and I'm sure that whoever's picking 4th that year, what was it, the Raptors? The Raptors were really hoping to get LeBron James at number 4.
At least in baseball, it's moderately possible because you can tell him you're going to give him $6 million over slot that no one else is. Then you can count on him and his agent maybe to pressure the other teams into not picking him at the risk of him not signing. But if it does happen, it'll be one of the most bizarre leverage battles we've ever seen.
But yeah, almost everybody on that team stinks. The bullpen stinks. The starting pitching stinks. The hitting stinks. And weirdly, they've taken a series from the Dodgers.
Yeah, weirdly enough. But so that's probably enough of this bottom 5. You don't have the Red Sox here, and I don't have the Astros yet, so we'll move on to the next group.
But first, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use our code HMA to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Link in the description, download the Prize Picks app, and use our code HMA to get in on this offer. Not to mention, Prize Picks is so easy to use. Simply select more or less on a few players, put them into your lineup, and then see how that team does. For today's picks, I'm going with Jack Kahanowitz, more than 3.5 strikeouts. The Tigers have been struggling. He's been getting strikeouts recently. I've also got more than 6.5 strikeouts for Chase Burns because, well, the Mets are absolutely terrible and Chase Burns is disgusting. And then last, I'm going to the NBA. Victor Wembanyama, more than 19.5 points for the San Antonio Spurs. He's such a freak. What's also great, Prize Picks is available in most states, including Florida, Texas, California, even New York State. So make sure you click the link in the description right now. Download the Prize Picks app, and when you do, use our code HMA to get $50 in lineups instantly as soon as you play your first $5 lineup. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it. Yeah, we'll talk about them next. All right, so at number 25, I went with your Kansas City Royals. Number 24, I went with the Detroit Tigers. Number 23, I went Baltimore Orioles. Number 22, Boston Red Sox. 21, your Miami Marlins.
Funny enough, I had the Marlins and the Royals in the exact same spots.
Wow, that's pretty good.
But 25, I have Royals. 24, I have Minnesota Twins. 23, Houston Astros. 22, Texas Rangers. 21, Marlins.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, we are, nitpicking who the worst teams in baseball are. I guess we could just start with the Royals since we had them both at the same spot. What a bad roster.
But you didn't even have the Red Sox in that group either?
No, I did. I had them at 22.
Okay.
Yeah, I had them at 22. Royals disappointing all across the board. Bobby Witt Jr. is playing insane inspired baseball right now. Like, that guy's playing out of his mind. Everybody else is not. Like, there's not much going on in Kansas City that's redeeming outside of Bobby Witt Jr.
No, I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is on literally a 10 WAR pace. Like, he's
AL
performing
MVP
the best.
if they weren't so bad.
He still might win it just because it might be that much better than the next closest guy, just depending on how the rest of the season winds up for him, Judge, everybody else. But they're a bummer of a team. The Cole Rakin stuff is weird that he was on a rehab start, and they said he didn't recover properly. This really disappointing season for Vinny Pasquantino. He's been one of the most disappointing players, I think, in the whole league. And the fact that that's supported by his bat speed being way down, I think, is really scary. The fact that Jack Caglione is weirdly taking some steps forward, but then also kind of taking a step back and also still not kind of playing every single day. Like, it's just, they have a very strange team right now, and a team where I'd be kind of worried about some of, like, the internal, like, coaching, player development process stuff if I was a Royals fan.
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of forward thinking going on in Kansas City right now, because the lack of actual development that goes on in that organization truly is shocking. Like, there's almost been no development whatsoever.
And Bobby Witt Jr., that worked out.
But that might have just been Bobby Witt Jr. being Bobby Witt Jr. It seems, didn't he go outside of the organization too to learn how to play shortstop? I think that was his whole thing.
I could see that because there was a huge defensive upgrade, Bobby Witt Jr. between year 1 and year 2. But they're just kind of a bummer of a team, and a bunch of guys who we thought would kind of fuse together to turn them into a plus lineup. They've all kind of had bad outcomes. Like, Michael Garcia is not hitting for any power whatsoever. Nope. Salvador Perez, it looks like Father Time has finally come for him. Even Carter Jensen got hot, and he's been pretty cold otherwise recently. Like, it's just kind of a team.
Yeah, no, they're just not particularly fun to watch any moment of it, and it feels like the AL Central, which sounds crazy, is kind of slipping away from them right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're like 8 games under 500 right now. I even had the Twins here, who were like the closest team to 500 they have this far down, just because, again, like I don't really know how they keep winning these baseball games, but they kind of scratch and claw and win enough of them over and over again to, again, hang near 500. They're not really that far from playoff spot right now, but I
had them one spot high. I had them at number 20.
They're a team for me I just see as the attrition comes for the rest of the season. And Taj Bradley just came back, so it's helpful for their pitching depth. And Bailey Ober actually has been great, but it seems like any second now they could just fall off a cliff.
Do you have the Tigers in this as well?
I did. I had the Tigers at hair ahead.
So I had the Tigers at number 24. You had them then what, at 23?
I'm at 20.
20. Oh, a little bit ahead. Okay, we'll hold on for them. We'll talk about the Red Sox. You had them much lower. I had them at number 22. I mean, at the end of the day, when I look at these teams and like how it's going, I think they all kind of stink. And I do just believe in the Red Sox pitching and bullpen more than I do probably all these other teams, which is why I put it where the Red Sox offense is pretty atrocious, and I trust the other offenses better.
Yeah, the Red Sox offense is so bad, like similar to what we're talking about with the Mets. Like, I just don't really see how they claw out of it lineup-wise this season. And that was my main concern about them. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought it'd be this bad. But, like, Caleb Durbin is literally the worst qualified hitter in all of baseball. Like, he has the worst.
Say, let's do it again.
He is the worst OPS. He hits second for, like, half the games they've played this season. Jaron Duran looks like he's a shell of himself.
He's been good this past week.
Oh, okay, good this past week.
Good week.
Good week. Love that. I mean, Roman Anthony, too, like, the wrist and hand stuff is very weird. He's almost getting dangerously close to getting that injury-prone tag. Like, Wilson Contreras is mashing, but he also starts a problem, like, every third game. So it's the whole team looks like there's no rhythm, no flow. And even the pitching, they're still pitching well objectively. And it's amazing how their depth has already shown through so much, but, like, without Garrett Crochet, like, there's no ceiling for this team. And they also just appeared like such a shit show right now organizationally.
Mega mess.
That I dock them for that too, naturally.
We talk about New York Knicks, talk about synergy, cohesion. The other orange and blue team, and similarly the Red Sox, no synergy, no cohesion, no plan. There is nothing going right for this Boston Red Sox team right now.
No. Also, we both had the Marlins at spot 21. They're just a scrappy ball club who's probably going to wind up with like 75 wins.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like I don't think they're good, but I don't think that they're a pushover team like you would say with the Angels or the Rockies or even the Mets at this point who just got swept by the Marlins. But also you do go up and down that roster and you're like, okay, on the offensive side, there's like 3 major league players right now. On the pitching side, there's a couple guys that you like, a couple interesting bullpen arms. I could see this roster, again, getting kind of picked apart as we get closer to the trade deadline to move on from some of these guys and cash in on some big value.
I think definitely in terms of the bullpen and maybe Sandy, but the rest of this team I think is here for the long haul. Like,
those are the guys I'm talking about. I mean, they're not getting rid of Otto Lopez or Xavier Edwards.
I mean, you build around a guy like Otto Lopez at this point, but that's kind of where we're at. Did you have? So I had the Astros here. You had the Astros further back.
I had the Astros at 26. I know they just came off a combined no-hitter against the Texas Rangers, who you had in a similar spot here as well. The Astros just suck. I mean, like, plain and simple, they're horrible. They have no pitching. The offense rocks, but the fact that the pitching is so bad, and again, who knows if Josh Hader ever throws a pitch again for the Houston Astros, like, I think this is a little bit of me being a hater because I'm so upset of the direction that they've gone as an organization, and it's just so blatantly obvious when you watch this team play baseball.
Yeah, they have the highest, even still after the combined no-hitter, they have the highest team ERA at 5.17 this season, which is just, again, deplorably bad. They are getting Hunter Brown back kind of soon. Like, he just started his rehab assignment. So I think
Which will change things.
Just that's kind of why I gave him a little bump. Just getting Hunter Brown back. Like, the Astros might play 500 ball the rest of the season. It's just not going to be enough to dig them out of the hole that they're in.
Yeah, they are pretty horrible this year. And then we had the Orioles, I think, in this same tier, right?
I had the Orioles 2 spots up.
You're crazy. You're drunk. All right, let's talk about them.
Where'd you have the Rangers? You have them here too?
No, I had the Rangers a couple spots up.
Okay, so that's the same difference right there. But my number 20, Tigers, 19, Orioles, 18, Nationals, 17, Reds, 16, Athletics.
Oh my God, we have 16, 17, exactly the same. Athletics, Reds, very funny. Oh my goodness, sorry about that.
Cough attack.
Yeah, cough attack. It's the allergies are killing me here. So 20, I went Twins, 19 Nationals, 18 Rangers, 17 Reds, 16 Athletics. So let's talk about that Orioles team first and foremost because you mentioned them. I mean, that team sucks, dude. That team's horrible.
They definitely suck, but I'm like, I watched them play the last 2 days, and like both days they had like miracle walk-off home runs to win. So like maybe something like that. Just again, a team who I think can play like 500-ish ball the rest of the year. I think now that Kyle Bradish is like fully back in the saddle, like that's at least one pitch at a time together. And like Shane Baz,
that's all they got.
Yeah, Shane Baz has been like bad but better. Trevor Rogers looks deplorably bad. Like that is all they have pitching wise. Even without Ryan Helsley, like Rico Garcia has been a fine reliever. Anthony Nunez pretty good reliever, but it's just even Yennier Cano's had like bounce back ish. But they're kind of not even really hitting enough to like give themselves.
Not playing well.
No, Gunner's playing very poorly. Now we're going on a multi-year stretch with Gunner. Pete Alonso's been like a comfortably league average bat, which really he can't be on that contract.
Old man Adley's been incredible.
He's been the best. Him and Basayo. If you got 2 catchers, that's it. That's their whole team right now. But they're just not. They seem like another team where just they're not fused together well. And it was another situation where it felt like they were the next up team. It's always that thing. It was that famous Meek Phil tweet where it's like, oh, yeah, the future's bright. No, it's not. You're never getting closer than you are right now. And the Orioles still haven't won a playoff game in 14 years, I think it is.
Since was it since Buck was there?
I think it was like the Zach Britton series.
That's crazy.
Or it might have been a few years before that because I think they got swept in that. I think that was a single wild card game they lost. They got swept by the Yankees in 2013. Like maybe they won one game against the Yankees, but it's been a very long time since they won even a playoff game. And now that they've like kind of let this golden age kind of wash away incredibly quickly, you're looking around like how's the team getting any better? But again, I still think like I don't know, Marlins, Rangers, Astros, like Twins. I still take the Orioles over them objectively, but I think all those teams suck.
Yeah, I am definitely going a little bit more based on what we've seen now. Now that we've seen 2 months of play, I'm very much trying to take what we've seen as what it is. Of course, I'm going to be a little more, moving up guys on the good teams, but I'm taking the bad teams a little harder where it's like the fact that the Orioles have just come out and laid such an egg, similar to the Red Sox and the Astros and the Mets, teams that had a little bit more expectation, Tigers as well. Like, I'm going to punish you. If you're going to play like a bad team, I'm going to rank you like one.
100%, and I think that's what we are. I mean, the Orioles they're 19th on my list. They're basically the best of the horrible teams.
That's the top 2/3 right there.
That's top
almost a playoff team right there.
Again, but I looked at them compared to Tigers, Marlins, Rangers, Astros, Twins. I was like, that kind of where this whole tier is to me, where the Nationals, Reds, Athletics, that's not where different tier teams are actually playing ball the right way. And they're all very close, but again, we're splitting hairs.
Yeah, I mean, last thing I'll say about the Orioles is like, they're like if the Cubs' parents were brothers and sister, where it's like they had all the young guys come up at the same time. You had this vibe. Cubs got the job done, and then they fell off a cliff. The Orioles were like, well, we made the playoffs, and then they fell off a cliff. Like, this will be studied as, like, how did that even happen? Their farm system's, like, done now. They got nothing.
No, it is. It's kind of – and, again, they pushed so many chips in to get Shane Baz this offseason, and it looks like they just did that without a plan for him. Like, I have liked them using his color more, but it's just it has not come together in any way.
Tigers, you said you had number 20?
Yeah, the Tigers fucking suck.
I mean, without Terry Skubal, they're simply a bad baseball team, and I did not think that was really going to be possible just because, like, looking around, it felt like they had a very stable floor, something that I didn't think was possible. But as soon as Skubal gets hurt, they collapsed. It seems like they've given up on themselves.
They have a 5-17 record in May.
Oh,
like
God. They got swept by the Mets, and I said they're the worst team in baseball.
They're only one game ahead of the Rockies and the Angels for the worst record in baseball.
Oh, God.
But again, I put them 20 ahead of those other teams because I think Scoop actually might come back like next week.
I think he's throwing, right?
Yeah, which is disgusting after he got elbow scope. But like, again, that's just kind of what I do there. I'm still trying to objectively look at these rosters and use projections when I make these power rankings. And to me, they're still probably have a better outlook than some of these, again, deplorably bad teams. One of those teams I think you were higher on, the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I put them at number 18.
But ask why?
Just because they play clean baseball?
Kinda. I mean,
like they pitch well enough. They pitch well enough. They hit well enough. I look at them and I just go, I can see a world where they're 500, where a lot of these teams feel like are going to be under 500.
Okay, that's a fair way to look at it. That's kind of how I was trying to look at the Orioles.
Because similarly to you, the Orioles. I'm not saying the Rangers are even remotely good. Like, I think we don't get to good teams until we get like the top 12, and then everybody underneath that kind of is the same at that point.
But this Rangers team, they do this thing, which I think the Mets have started to do and the Red Sox now do, where they find ways to lose.
That is a group of losers.
Like, they don't.
There's just not Mets on that team.
There's just not consistently winning baseball. It happens from that team. It's like, again, it's like they just had a series against.
Damn, they're 24 and 28.
They just got swept by the Angels this weekend.
Oh man, okay. Honestly, I thought that they had opposite. I thought they were 28 and 24. I thought they were hanging around with the A's.
No, that series this weekend, because they just got swept by the Angels. Because that series weekend, I think they had DeGrom, Evaldi, and Gore lined up, and they got swept by the Angels.
Yeah, and Gore doesn't look good either. Mackenzie Gore, I'm done with him. I'm out.
Yeah, it's not again. That's my Angels, my worst team in the league, and that Rangers got swept by them.
It's a tough look.
Yeah, and then again, any other teams we haven't mentioned yet? We talked Astros a little bit.
We haven't talked about the Twins. We briefly talk about the Twins. Playing inspired baseball right now quickly, but that team definitely stinks.
And again, that's why I put them still 24th compared to because they're close to a 500 team. They actually do play like hard. I give them credit for that. And Byron Buxton is carrying right now, but they're also just like, I look at the roster and I'm like, there's nothing redeeming going on here. And even the exciting prospects we thought they were going to call up and were going to be fun and Walker Jenkins and Emmanuel Rodriguez, both hurt.
Of course, those guys are injury prone. It's honestly insane.
And then like no reinforcements come from that. And like they've actually pitched like kind of okay, but then I feel like just it's kind of fall apart any second.
Quick on the Nationals. Got to be one of the most fun teams to watch in baseball right now. It's pure chaos. They're going to score 10 runs and they're going to give up 9 every game.
Most runs in baseball.
It's crazy. And I think they've allowed the most runs in baseball.
I think close too, but like it's the middle of May. We're a third of the way through the season. Like having the most runs in baseball to this point is crazy. Like CJ Abrams leads the league in RBIs. James Wood is an impossible out. And everyone else just scraps. And
just does it.
Blake Buter, I give him a lot of credit. He seems incredibly locked in. It seems like those guys are very much playing for him. He seems to know the rule book like the back of his hand.
Good.
There was an instance a week ago. I don't know when this is coming out, but it was the Monday. It was like Monday the 17th, where the Mets and Nationals play the wild extra inning game, where the Mets blew it open the 12th, scored 10 runs. Or not 10 runs. They wound up scoring 10 runs. But when they went up by 5, Blake Buter yanked and put position player on the mound. Because the rule is 8 runs, you could put the position player in regulation, but in extra innings, it can be 5 runs. Which I kind of thought that was really lame at the time.
I think extra innings you could put him in at any moment, I think. I don't think it has to be a certain amount of runs.
I guess that is too. I figured he was waiting for 5. But again, while it was a lame move, like it probably put their bullpen in position to win 2 of the next 3 games against the Mets, salvage that series for themselves. We thought the Mets were salvaging it. And now the Nationals are like, you got a young team dreaming. It's a fun place to be.
They're in a world where if that ownership gives them a little bit of hope, they could be fun to watch in the second half. That being said, they will not be doing that.
No shot at all. But again, it's the fact that they look like the 2 young guys are building blocks right now, and then just whatever comes from that. And the way the organization has taken steps forward, you could just see modernization happening in front of you. So I give credit for that.
Again, upon further review, I probably would have put the Rangers in at 24. I completely misread their record when I was looking at it today. Completely misread it.
But I think that jump for me between 18 and 19, between the Orioles and the Nationals, is when we start to feel hope. Good, like actually good baseball teams that are doing the right things. And the Marlins are close to that too, but they need to be a little bit more consistent to get themselves there.
They need more baseball players right now. They're still trying to figure out who those guys are.
Nationals don't have a ton either. They just have 2 guys who are foundational pillars right now.
Correct. That gives them a little bump. A's, Reds, 16-17. Let's go Reds first. Just absolutely trounced the Mets in game 1 of our series against them. Reds, similarly, couple good players, good pitching. That's kind of where it lands. But, like, Terry Francona's a great manager. Ellie De La Cruz is an elite baseball player. Sal Stewart's great. I know he's slowed down a little bit, but he's a phenomenal baseball player. Chase Burns is one of the 10 best pitchers probably on the planet. Yeah. If they get Hunter Green back, this team could be scary simply because of that kind of 2-headed monster at the top.
But we also still have no indication at all of him coming back. We don't know there's no really worried about him. I think without him And especially even without Emilio Pagan, this bullpen is, I'm not going to say it's in shambles because Graham Ashcraft, after her first few rocky opportunities as a closer, they have settled a little bit back there. But this is another team where, like, I look at their record, I'm just like, this just isn't true. Like, I have teams,
Yes,
but
no, of course not.
I have some teams with worse records that, like, way ahead of them right now in these power
I do
rankings.
as well, yeah.
It's just a bad roster. I'm sorry if the Reds fans, I think we're going to get yelled at for that one, but it's just.
We do every time. But look at that team. It's not good. Like, the players on that roster around their pillars, like you mentioned, similar to the Nationals, they might just have, like, better versions of those Nationals players, maybe. Like, Key Brian Hayes is playing every single day.
Not really anymore.
He's so bad. Did you see the clip of when he hit into 3 double plays in one game? And on the 4th, they were like, well, there's only 2 outs, so he couldn't hit into another double play.
Well, at least, like, for the Reds, someone like Spencer Steer has reverted back to being, like, a comfortably better than league average bat. That's a big deal. J.J. Bleday looks like an actual monster. Like, getting guys like that to kind of tie this batting order together, it's kind of meaningful. Edwin Arroyo's also hitting really well in AAA. I think he's coming up at some point. Like,
It's gotta be, because Matt McClain's whatever.
Yeah, I think his batting average is barely 200 right now. But again, there are the foundational pieces here of a functional baseball team. That's why they are hanging around 500. They are hanging around the playoff race, and they are above our line of demarcation of good baseball versus bad baseball. And they're in the good baseball tier. But I still like I like the Athletics more, and
I do too.
And my 11 through 15 is going to be fucking chaos. But I like all those teams more as well.
Yeah, I mean, our Athletics, real quick to talk on them. Right around 500. I don't know what their record is based on if they won or lost tonight, but Shea Langoliers is the best catcher in baseball. Mr. Kurtz is the best first baseman in baseball. Carlos Cortez is unbelievable. I can't believe how that guy's playing. And the fact that they're just able to get a little bit from everybody else in a season where Brent Rooker has been horrible. Tyler Soderstrom has been horrible. Lawrence Butler has lost his job. You've had injuries to Jacob Wilson, who was also horrible before that. They've had a lot of things go wrong, along with the fact that their pitching is atrocious. Their pitching is horrendous.
But I think it is a big deal because when we talked about the Astros preseason, where like, it looks like a top 10 lineup, but just if you don't have the worst pitching in baseball, you might make noise. And like, luckily for them, they don't have the worst pitching in baseball.
Yes.
They have like the 8th or 10th worst pitching in baseball. And I think that is a big thing for them. Like getting a guy like JT Ginn. I know he got blown up on Saturday, but like he looks like he's taken real steps forward here. He's Mississippi State, right?
Mississippi State, former New York Met.
Former Met. Chris Bassett trade again works out, but like JT Ginn just putting a fastball in his repertoire and having that great command of that color. They always got those swords that you liked. And now the fact that with that color and a fastball, like lefties just can't sit there and stick an elbow in and get ready for the changeup and the slider to pop off the edge. Like he has created a very difficult situation if his command stays great. He lost a little bit of that command on Saturday, but they have a very functional baseball team, and I think that's awesome for the Athletics.
I think the other thing too is that as long as like Jeffrey Springs and Luis Severino and Ginn and Aaron Savali, who
functional,
functional. If they just have a 4 ERA, the Athletics probably just make the playoffs. If that rotation has a 4 ERA as a staff, they're gonna make the postseason. They're going to hit. These bats are gonna warm up. We know when it gets hot in Sacramento that the balls start flying. I fully expect Soderstrom, Brent Rooker, all those guys to get even hotter. And the fact that Kurtz and Langoliers can carry the offense like that just shows you how a little bit of help this team is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah. And Bolte, I think, is a guy who could get hot just up from the minor leagues, still just kind of treading water, holding his own.
Yeah, him and Colby Thomas have been kind of doing a good job out there.
Yeah, so 15. Ready for this one?
Yeah, hit me.
Chicago White Sox.
I had them a spot higher.
Wow, yeah, 14 Cardinals, 13 Blue Jays, 12 Phillies, 11 Diamondbacks.
Okay, yeah. This is where we're going to differentiate a little bit, just because I'm going with the standings a little bit. Blue Jays 15, White Sox 14, D-backs 13, Mariners 12, Phillies 11.
You have the Cardinals in the top 10?
I have the Cardinals in the top 10.
Wow.
Okay. They're playing good ball. As much as I don't think that team is good, they are playing good baseball. I'll give it to them. This is a power ranking as of right now. It's not what I think is going to happen at the end of the year. We know where I think they're going to land.
Okay, well, that's why I still tried to function this more towards the end of the year. But again, no shade off the Cardinals' back. But starting out the White Sox, we both had in the same spot. Just a fun baseball team.
Fun baseball team. When we're looking at teams that are around 500, they're one of my favorites to watch. They're one of the teams that I think has the most excitement. And I weirdly think that they're a team that could possibly try to make a splash.
I don't know about a splash. I think that...
I'm trying to think who the splash could be, but I could see...
Freddie Peralta.
Yeah. Luis Angel Acuna for Freddie Peralta. Who says no? Bring him back.
Send him back. But this team is just like... They're just kind of a tough lineup to face now. And
you know who they're going to get?
Who?
They're going to bring back Quintana.
Perfect, yeah.
Jose Quintana back in Chicago.
I'm coming home. Cue it. But like between Murakami, Montgomery, Vargas, and Antonacci right now, it's like you actually have to navigate the top 4 of that lineup, which I never thought I would have said, even though liking a lot of those guys individually heading into the year. Antonacci's been such a pest. Like, he is kind of a culture shifter, and I think that's a relevant thing. And then when you have star caliber production from offensive production from Murakami and Vargas, that is like that can unite a team. And then Colson Montgomery is like a 2-way star right now.
He's although he had a bad week, but
I mean, that's the Colson Montgomery show. But even when he has bad weeks to the plate, he still is right now one of the best defensive players in all of baseball. Like, he's silky at shortstop with a cannon for an arm. Like, it's the bones of a guy who can like make multiple All-Star games to get MVP votes. And then again, it's like Murakami right now leading the American League in home runs. Like, the batting average will keep falling, and the strikeout rate's going to get scary. But like, if he puts his bat on the ball, it goes a million miles.
Just don't look at that stuff.
And he doesn't swing at bad pitches.
Yeah, don't look at the batting average. Don't look at the K rate. Just watch the home runs, watch the walk rate, watch the runs being scored. The White Sox are the Dodgers of the Nationals. That's what it is. Instead of 2 pillars, they have a few more. Their day of reckoning is coming though, because the pitching is bad. It's not good.
The pitching is not good, but like I don't know. I kind of fuck with Davis Martin. I don't think he's ever going to be close to this good, but like I think Davis Martin gets through the season with an ERA under 4.
Okay, but I like that. It's a nice hot take. I like
that's
that.
like that'd be super relevant for them. And Sean Burke has like kind of faded a bit, but I think Sean Burke is still a quality pitcher. Like it's Anthony Kay. You see like 5 starts in a row now.
I know he's been pretty nice. Your boy Fetty's getting ready to walk the plank. He sucks.
Yeah, as he should. But also like Grant Taylor in the bullpen. They gave him like a little taste of the closed role and they snatched it away already. But they're a fun team. Like if I'm a White Sox fan, I'm excited to get to the park every single day.
It was cool to see when they played the Cubs. Like that place was rocking.
Yeah, it was fun, and they snatched their chain.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Where'd you have the Blue Jays?
I had them 13.
Okay, I had them at 15. Talk about the Blue Jays for a second. They're getting healthier. We saw George Springer come back this week. He's looking pretty good. But also not because Addison Barger's hurt. And
Dylan Cease just won the IL.
Dylan Cease just goes on the IL. So good things happen, bad things happen. It feels like this is where they're going to float probably until the end of the year if they get hot. Right now, I don't feel any way about the Blue Jays other than I don't think they're bad and I don't think they're good. This version of them is good.
Yeah, this version of them is incredibly mid, especially when Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is just not. There's some kind of funk with him right now. It's hard to see why.
Page out of the Fernando Tatis playbook, and he's like, "What if I just do ground balls only?"
And at the same time, like Cosmo Okamoto's come crashing back down to earth. Jesus Sanchez can never find consistency. Varsho's actually playing well, besides for his walk-up song.
Yeah, AI walk-up song. That's crazy, Dalton Varsho. That's crazy work. What's crazier? Dalton Varsho AI walk-up song, or Bryce Harper putting the toothpaste on his teeth first when he brushes his teeth?
Bryce Harper's sucking down that toothpaste like it was.
Does the weirdest shit ever.
Yeah, I can't even talk about that. But like Louis Varland looks like a top 3 reliever in baseball. Like if Mason Miller didn't exist and Cade Smith didn't exist, we'd be like, this Louis Varland guy is like the best guy. And even Jeff Hoffman's got back on the right track. Those guys have alternated saves over the last week and a half. Like this team, like you said, they're treading water. They still play good baseball. Savage looks disgustingly good. Like that can help them. That can help them weather Dylan Cease, but just they can't have a month straight of health. And that would be, for me as a Blue Jays fan, like the most frustrating thing, but like at least you're playing good enough ball to hang around and you kind of just can't get rid of them.
And they will make a splash for a starting pitcher.
I could see that. I mean, also, they might just get their guys back and they might just wind up being okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. But that's kind of the whole Blue Jays season right now is wait and see. I also had the D-backs inside this tier. I think you did too.
I had them 11.
I had them at 13. You just have good baseball players. Ketel Marte's finally starting to heat up, and you saw what he can do when he heats up, which is have just an outstanding week and completely win the Diamondbacks games. Corbin Carroll's phenomenal. He's so good. Ryan Walshman call-ups, he's been pretty solid.
Ryan Walshman's been fantastic. You see Walshman's stats?
I mean, he doesn't have any home runs yet still, but he's still just playing great defense and hitting the ball all over the place.
Yeah, I think he's got a clean like 850 OPS since coming up.
Good ball player. Good ball player. I bet him Rookie of the Year earlier in the year. It's not going to work, but it's just good process right there.
No, and like kind of we talked about, they're just barely treading enough water with their pitching. Like Ryan Nelson had
coming back.
2 blowups on Ryan Nelson's ledger. One of them coming in that one horrible inning against the Blue Jays, where he gave 8 runs and got 2 outs, and then the next start coming in Mexico City, which is Coors on steroids. That has ruined his season line. But I think he's like comfortably still like a top 35 pitcher in baseball. I really do.
Fastball's so good.
Fastball's good, and he's actually developed like cutter, slider, curveball off it this year, where it's like, oh, that's like pretty nice. Ryan Walshman is at 150 WRC plus.
That's so good.
Yes, without any home runs, which is obscene. He's got 411 on base, 350 average. That will come down. He's got 500 BABIP, but like he's a guy who's holding his own. Definitely a major league caliber baseball player.
Good decision to move on from Alec Thomas and bring up the young guy who's actually good.
Yeah, but again, they're fun, and the bullpen like Sewell's kind of steadied it.
All he had to do was blow a save against the Mets, and the Mets season went completely south, and the Diamondbacks went completely north.
It's all good. And Juan Murillo has been a really nice find for them too. Like the whole thing is just. it's all good enough. And that's kind of exactly where that team wants to be.
Who else did you have inside this tier here?
I had Cardinals, Blue Jays, Phillies, Diamondbacks.
Okay, had the Phillies at number 11 here, so we'll briefly talk about them. They're on their way to becoming a top 10 team. I think the next time that we do this, they might even be close to that top 5.
I honestly had them at 5 on my first hash of this list. And I was like, I just can't do that yet, especially because like they're still kind of fighting with themselves, but they went on that basically 14-4 run right after firing Rob Thompson. Alec Boehm has actually hit the baseball over the last 3 weeks, so I give credit for that. And Adolis Garcia can't hit, but he's playing tolerable defense. Schwarber is just taking over games. Harper's having a really good season. Turner looks terrible, but Christopher Sanchez is one of the best pitchers in baseball, and Zach Wheeler's powers have returned.
Yeah, no, the pitching feels much more steady now with Zach Wheeler. The offense is clicking much better than it was prior. I know Kyle Schwarber, again, had another rough week, but that's the Kyle Schwarber experience too. He's not the player he was last year. He is more of a 220, hit 50 home runs guy. You're still going to take it. Harper looks great still too.
Did you see the pitchers duel on Friday with Sanchez and Gavin Williams?
No, I did not.
Dueling 8 innings, shutout.
Damn.
It was fucking crazy.
I mean, Christopher Sanchez, it is crazy because when we see him for the Mets, we hit him for of all the guys that we hit Christopher Sanchez. But watching him pitch against other teams, he just completely toys with guys. And the fact that, again, because we've seen him come up against the Mets, he was a guy who, when we first started Metsed Up, it was very much like, let's face Christopher Sanchez. I remember talking about it because he threw 91, and he was a fastball changeup guy from the left side. The fact that he's getting to that mid-90s now, and he's got so many more pitches, he's so much more, the development of him, is Caleb Cotham their guy, or is that the Yankees?
It's Cotham.
Yeah, I mean, give that guy all the money he wants. He did an unbelievable job.
And again, Jesus Luzardo, bad start to the season, but everything underlying is fine. I think he'll just be decent through the summer. Christopher Sanchez, 37 2/3 scoreless inning streak right now.
God, so good.
It just beat Cliff Lee's Phillies record.
Damn, that's a tough record to beat.
Yeah, right. He's still going. It's active.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he's really good.
So then, top 10.
Top 10, yeah, because we do have some teams that are a little bit different. We'll talk about them. Top 10. At number 10, I went Pittsburgh Pirates. Number 9, St. Louis Cardinals. Number 8, San Diego Padres. 7 Cubs. 6 Guardians.
Okay, that's funny. Some similarities, but some slight differences. 10, I had the Cubs. 9, I had the Padres. I'm still kind of out in that Padres team. I'll explain why. 8, Pirates. 7, Mariners. 6, Guardians.
I'm interested to know why you put the Pirates ahead of the Cubs. I know the Cubs have just played some really bad baseball for a week and a half.
Yeah, I've watched this Cubs team lose 9 games in a row right now. So it's hard for me to be even again a team like the Pirates who has I think a game or two worse record, but this Cubs team is just so Jekyll and Hyde where they're going on these win streaks and going on these losing streaks. And the Cubs, I know a lot of the Cubs' struggles so far have come down to pitching, but a lot of these guys aren't coming back.
Yes.
So I'm just Cade Horton's the only one not coming back at all. But Edward Cabrera was weird and he got hurt. Matthew Boyd was weird, but I still love Matthew Boyd. Then he got hurt. So I just don't know. I don't know how the Cubs get these reinforcements together. Dana Palenti has been not as sharp since he's coming back from his injury. This Cubs team just is. Dansby Swanson looks like he's about to be sent out to sea. It feels completely over for him.
James Swanson?
Yeah, Bregman's hitting now, but and Nico Horn is just tying the whole thing together. But this Cubs team is just, I don't know, they're really a bummer for me right now, even though I do think their floor, I think, is still a top 10 team, which is where I put them, but they have to find consistency.
I think that's why I just put them ahead of the Cardinals and the Pirates, is I believe in them a little bit more, and this was where that kind of came in, because all their records are relatively similar at this point. It's not a huge difference, and when we're talking in May, it is more vibes. I just think that the Cubs are a more likely to be better team as we move on. Pirates and Cardinals, this is just kind of a tip of the cap for me in the top 10, where I'm like, you guys are playing good baseball, especially the Cardinals. Pirates are kind of cooling off a little bit, it feels like, playing a little more 500 ball rather than a team that was jumping out early. And that's probably also because of what O'Hearn, I think, is on the IL. They've had some injuries, too, right now.
Yeah, I still just love the squad, though. I give the Pirates just credit because
it's a Pittsburgh squad.
I'm making these with an eye on the future, mostly. A couple of these I've deviated because the records are so vast I couldn't keep it with this. I still have the Rays in my top 5. But
I mean, you have the Mariners up pretty high, it seems like, too.
They're 7. Where'd you have them?
Oh, you had them at 7? I didn't hear that. I had them at number 12.
Okay.
I thought you were going to tell me Mariners top 5. I'm like, they're under 500, dude.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. But again, I still think they're one of the best teams in baseball, so I'm going to keep giving them the credit. But a team like the Pirates, I'm just thinking of where you're going to be at the end of the season. I keep looking at this Pirates rotation. I'm like, I don't know. Famous last words. I don't know how you slump with a rotation like that.
And they haven't. That's the good thing.
That's what I'm saying. And I think they haven't even really gotten going yet. They just had a very hot few weeks to start May, but the way Lowe, Horowitz, Griffin, I know O'Neal Cruz was really cold. Now he's trying to get his footing again. Like, they just have enough good hitters in that lineup. And to me right now, what I think is like a top 3 rotation in baseball. Like, I think it's going to click hard for them the rest of the season.
I'm interested to see how that bullpen plays out. It seems like as the season's gone longer and longer, we're seeing a little more cracks in that bullpen.
We can see that. That'd be highly possible. But they're a team that probably does buy hard for relievers at the deadline.
Man, Ben Cherington would probably love to do nothing more than buy some more relievers.
Yeah, right? But I mean, they should. It's time. And again, Connor Griffin, we're seeing it over like a month straight now where he's
Just
awesome.
good.
Catalyst. And like it's still not even clicking, but he's smacking the ball around. The defense still kind of waiting for that, but he's impacting the game in a lot of ways.
Cardinals, I had at 9. You had them outside the top 10. Again, this is just a bump of like good ball, positive run differential. Again, I think this team legitimately stinks, but the record and how they've played through 2 months says otherwise. Shout out to Elite Vibes with tarps off.
Yes, great vibes starts off. But that is why I kept them at 14 behind those teams like the Blue Jays, the Phillies, Diamondbacks, the Cubs, who have been like good but bad. The Cardinals there's so much hero ball going on at the top of their order. And the top of their order, like Weatherholt, Herrera, Jordan Walker are playing hero ball.
Yeah.
But the rotation is still not very good. Like I don't think Palante keeps this up.
Can't
and even
possibly.
like the bullpen that was great is taking massive steps back now. Like Swanson, who we liked, down to the minor leagues. Like Riley O'Brien's hit a major cold stretch right now. Like their team to me just will meander-ish the rest of the way. Like maybe that's good enough. They play inspired. They play very hard for your boy Ali Marmol. I just don't. They're to me just worse than those other teams, and that's kind of there's no carrying tools. The bottom of the order hasn't come together. Like it's all just ugh.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel about this team. I'm like, hey, there's not many teams that are above 500 in baseball right now. Like it's kind of crazy. The discrepancy in records right now is shocking. So like, hey, you're one of the teams above 500. I think you're playing okay baseball, put you inside the top 10. But yes, I think that this team is more so ceiling wise, middle of the pack for how good they actually are.
Which is why I kept them there. And just go over the Mariners. Like, to me, there has been some injuries. There has just been the classic Seattle freeze early. I just think they're going to get going. Like, Julio is actually playing better than he has at this point in the season in the last few years.
He's playing really well.
Like, Cal Raleigh's coming back. He can't be that bad again.
Can't possibly be.
He'll never be as good as he was last year. He'll chase that feeling forever, but he will not be this bad. And even in fact, a guy like Bryce Miller can come back, and the fastball is zipping again. He's comfortable with those breaking balls. Like, I have a lot more relative confidence. Again, Logan Gilbert's been hot and cold. Kirby's been hot and cold. Even Woo's been hot and cold. But I trust the talent in that room. You just kind of hope that I'll get one more month away before I really dock them out of this top 10, just of the fear that last season just maybe broke something in their minds.
I don't know how they're losing games. Like, you look at their stats, you look at their pitching, the numbers, like, in the box score, you're like, how? How do you... Matt Brash hasn't given up a run in 16 appearances. He's got a 0 ERA. Like, I know Munoz has been shaky or whatnot, but, like,
blow-ups.
The rest of the bullpen's been phenomenal. The worst guy in the rotation is Luis Castillo, but he's your number 5. Everyone else has been at least serviceable, and they're getting offense. Like, it's not incredible, but Luke Raley's been great. Dominic Canzone, when he plays, has been great. Julio's been great. Randy's been phenomenal. And the other guys have all been like league average. It doesn't really make sense in my brain how they're losing games as much as they are. I think Colt Emerson's going to help out a lot by having him up because he looks fantastic. But because they're under 500, I can't put an under 500 team in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll put an under 500 team in the top 10. But they just don't feel super aligned. For like the days where they pitch well, they don't hit well. The days where they hit well, they don't pitch well. Like,
I mean, we've seen that before.
I'm saying, like, their defense has been like the worst in baseball this year as well. I think they've tried to shuffle guys around, see what's going on. Brendan Donovan hasn't played a ton, which I think he was supposed to be the glue guy. They're missing that glue. Like, it feels like a team that has a bit of a playoff hangover, a team that's also had inconsistency. But I look at the bones and I trust.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, again, by the end of the season, I do think the Mariners are a top 5 team in baseball. It's just right now, I can't put them there. And then, did you have Padres? Let's talk a little Padres baseball.
Yeah, I don't believe in this team at all. The Padres do this thing where they are like the lock-in meme, where the first 7 innings, they're not playing baseball.
No.
And all of a sudden, they lean forward in the 8th and 9th, and they just wind up winning a game, and Mason Miller has like the 6th inning you've ever seen.
They're the opposite of the Mariners. I look at their stats. I look at their box scores. I look at everything.
Can't believe it.
And I go, you're winning games? How in the world are you 10 games above 500 when Jackson Merrill... I'm a little concerned about Jackson Merrill. He looks atrocious. Fernando Tatis Jr. needs to take steroids again because he stinks. Manny Machado looks not 33. He looks like he's 43. Xander Bogaerts has returned back to not being very good. There's just guys all around this team that are not, like, they're choosing to play Nick Castellanos almost every single day,
terrible.
which is crazy to do by choice. And then you look at their pitching, and it's like, Walker Buehler every 5 days. Stinks. Sorry to our boy Griffin Canning, but he just doesn't got it right now. And then, like, even in the bullpen, you have Mason Miller. You have Bradley Rodriguez. You have Magic Wandy, even Jason Adam. And then everyone else around them is pitching terribly. So it's like, how are they winning baseball games?
It's a lot of Miguel Andujar opposite field singles with guys on base. It's a lot of Gavin Sheets, clutch home runs. Like, they are getting these crazy unlikely contributions, which is ironic because the thing we were concerned about with the Padres was lineup depth.
Yeah, and it's the depth that's been great.
Campusano, when he's on the field, he is smacking the shit out of the ball. I think he might be hurt right now. I can't remember. Yeah, but like and again, I also just don't see, just based on the fact that these guys are veterans, especially Tatis and Machado, like, yes, they will bounce back. They will be good baseball players at some point this season, but I don't know. I see a team that is one of the worst offensive teams in baseball without having a lot of good underlying stuff and a rotation that to me looks like it is also one of the worst in baseball.
Their offense is similar to the Mets right now, which says a lot because the Mets have by far the worst offense in all of Major League Baseball, and they're 10 games above 500. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I really, against my will, put that Padres team in the top 10. I couldn't put them lower than 9 based on how good their record is, even though I honestly do not believe it.
No, I'm with you. It's a dirty feeling. This is a team, I don't know how it's working.
Where'd you have the Guards?
I had the Guardians at number 6.
Yep, me too. So
nice.
Remember I told you his lineup was going to sneak it the way into average?
I mean, listen, I got to tell you, I didn't think that Chase DeLauder was going to be this good this early. I didn't think that Brian Rocchio was going to have a 123 OPS plus. Like, get the fuck out of here. Travis Bazzana is awesome. He's so sick. I love Travis Bazzana. That's a fun player to watch play baseball. I didn't think Angel Martinez was going to be league average. I didn't think Rhys Hoskins was going to be league average. I still think, again, a day of reckoning is coming, but that's going to also come with Jose Ramirez going back to being one of the best hitters in baseball as he has for like the last couple weeks, which is why that I have them so high. I think there's enough insulation now around Jose Ramirez with that good pitching, with that dynamite bullpen in that shit division to just be one of the best teams in baseball.
No, this is a full-blown phenomenal baseball team. This team is everything that, again, these teams like the Mets and the Red Sox and the Tigers are not. These guys play for each other. Did you hear the quote Patrick Bailey said about coming into the Guardians locker room?
No, what did he say?
He said he's never been in a locker room like this. It's positive vibes all the time.
Man, that says a lot.
Everyone's picking each other up. He said no matter what the situation is, no matter what happened the day before, no matter who's pitching that day, vibes are always high. He said the strongest clubhouse he's ever been. That's a testament to Jose Ramirez. It's a testament to Stephen Vogt, honestly. Yeah. Even dealing with all the shit they've dealt with in the last year, it's amazing how positive that organization can be. Sabrowski just went in the IL, but Cade Smith is again.
He did?
Yeah, today.
Oh, I played him in fantasy. Oh.
In the middle reliever, day goes on the IL. But like they're just such a solid, steady baseball team. And again, I think that they're taking over that division, and I think that with Messick and Gavin Williams at the top of the rotation, like they're actually tougher into. Bybee.
Bybee's a great 3.
Well, we got pissed on by the Nationals on Monday.
Who doesn't get pissed on by the Nationals?
It's true. He gave like 8 runs, like 4 innings. But my YouTube comments, I was talking shit about Bybee. Was he here? Was it on the windup? Maybe I don't remember where. But like I was.
Well, this is the windup. So
I'm trying to remember it was at my channel or the windup, and like I was kind of shitting on Bybee, and people were shitting on me for it, and I was like, oh, here he goes.
Little do they know you were an early Bybee adopter.
It was the earliest, and I was also the first guy out. In, out. But they're again, the Guardians are a great team, and then the Messick Williams on top. That's a fantastic one too. It really is 2 aces.
Yeah, again, not pretty baseball by any means, but they play good ball. So there's something. 32-23. I'm not going to ignore it. I'll give the Guardians some credit.
Absolutely, deservedly so.
Top 5.
Top 5.
I do think we have every single one of the same teams in the top 5 based on what we've talked about.
I think so too.
Is there a chance we have the exact same top 5? What do you think? Want to go one by one?
I feel like we probably do.
5.
Rays.
Ooh, I went Brewers.
Okay, Brewers are 4.
Rays are 4.
Yankees 3.
Yankees 3.
Braves.
Dodgers 2.
Wow, Braves
Dodgers
1.
2, Braves 1. I'm going to put the Braves at 1 right now. They're just, I mean, they played the Dodgers and they smoked them.
I also begrudgingly put the Braves at 2 because I'm just like, I still don't.
Yeah, we'll talk about them in a second because I'm gonna join you in that too. But let's go Brewers Rays first. Let's talk about the 2 teams that are the exact same teams.
The Devil Magic Twins, but like the Rays, best batting average in baseball, runs in scoring position, 3rd fewest home runs in the league, lowest barrel rate, lowest hard hit rate, best starting pitcher ERA. Like it's bullshit, but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like the fact that Kevin Cash is just able to have this horrendous roster, rip 34-16 right now, take a series from the Yankees, make the Yankees look bad. Nick Martinez is a 1.5 ERA. Like, are you shitting me? Are you kidding me right now? They're getting good pitching out of Steven Matz, Jesse Schultens. Like, the names that they pull out, it feels like a moment where I think me and you spoke about it, where maybe this is kind of like the Rays' shine wearing off a little bit going into this year based on what the roster felt and looked like. No, it's back. It's totally back.
It's back, but again, this is a team who I can't see sustaining this. This is a team that the starting pitchers will come back to earth. But also, like, the big three of their lineup is good enough to, again, be like a carry kind of squad. Like the Yandy, Caminero, Jonathan Aranda. They do whatever they want. They do all the run production for this team. All of it. And again, it's totally fine.
There's nobody who has more than 20 RBIs that isn't named Junior Caminero, Jonathan Aranda, or Yandy Diaz. The next highest is 19, Johnny DeLuca. He's on the IL.
He just got injured, I think, yesterday, the day before. But I mean, still, like, to have a 67% winning percentage to be, what are they in their last, like, 30 games? They're 22-6 in their last 28. And that was after a 2-game losing streak 2 days before we recorded this video. Like, it's just, you win that many baseball games at this point in the season, like, you got to get some benefit of the doubt.
Tip of the cap, it's a top 5 team. Whether we believe it or not, the record says otherwise.
100%.
Brewers, you had at 4, I had at 5. Similarly, the Brewers right now, I think, are playing better baseball of late. This was a team that I felt like a lot of people were sleeping on. I understand sleeping on them for the postseason run, for what they've done there recently, but this team is built to be a regular season juggernaut. They had the most wins in baseball last year.
Have you been keeping up with the Baseball's Not Dead guy? His take that he keeps having about the Brewers?
No, what's his take? Is it the Nuggets guy?
No, it's not that. It's the guy, the YouTube guy.
Oh, Baseball's Not Dead. Oh my God,
yeah,
my bad. I thought you meant Baseball is Dead podcast.
No, it's the fact that I think the Brewers have now gone about 3 consecutive weeks. I want to find his exact tweets because he's rehashed it a few times where they haven't had a pitcher make a start that was on their opening day roster last season.
Whoa.
And they're still the best pitching team in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely ridiculous. 31-20 at the time of recording. They've gone 7-3 in their last 10. They have one of the best run differentials in all of baseball. They play good defense. They get on base. They have good pitching. They have good bullpen. It is a team, again, that for the regular season, it's a very tough team to beat.
Very tough team to beat, especially when you have a guy like Mizorowski who's like,
it's so good.
It's on another planet right now. Like, you can't even really describe what he's doing. Like, in the month of May, he has 49 strikeouts and 1 earned run in 31 innings.
He doesn't even have the lowest ERA on the team in the rotation. Kyle Harrison has a lower ERA. There's 2 guys with a 1 ERA in their rotation.
No, it's also just about unlocking Kyle Harrison. Like, a lot of people talked in spring training that the Brewers were teaching him the changeup, and that was going to be the big pitch. Doesn't even throw that shit anymore.
No.
It's just fastball slurve or curvy, slurvy, slider thing, whatever the hell he throws. But it's like Jacob Mizorowski, 33% strikeout minus walk rate. It's like 7 percentage points clear of Dylan Cease, who's the next closest guy. Like, they are on a completely different galaxy right now with what they're able to do with major league pitching development.
No, they literally play a different game.
And then a guy like Jake Bauers, who's like, I'm just going to be an elite hitter now. A guy like Bryce Terang taking another massive step forward. He's on pace for have a 7-win season. William Contreras, 300 batting average. Chourio hasn't even gotten going yet. Chris Niel's barely played. It's like, there is still another gear to them, which is why I always want to believe in the Brewers actually one time making noise in the playoffs. And I guess if this version of the Dodgers didn't exist, it'd probably be possible. Like, if we were in the last era of baseball and there wasn't a super team in Los Angeles, yeah, the Brewers actually, I think, could win a World Series.
Don't say that too loud. That could be pushing lockout propaganda right there.
I mean, it's honestly, it's all, I tweeted, I did my biannual tweet of making fun of the 2020 Dodgers World Series because their fans just go crazy for it every time. But it is a situation where it's like it's just all Shohei Ohtani. If you took Shohei Ohtani off the Dodgers, anybody could beat them. It's just the fact that he exists. He's the most impactful baseball player ever. Like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, big shout to Bryce Terang. Just simply one of the better players in all of baseball. And the development that he's had at the major league level is truly shocking for a guy who hung around top 100 prospect lists. It felt like forever. Took forever to get the call up almost. And then got called up. A little bit underwhelming because he was a slappy guy who played good defense up the middle. Just a good hitter now. He's a .413 on base percentage so far this season.
Great hitter.
And the pitching is just so ridiculously good. It's crazy. A team that traded away their best pitcher on paper going into the year, their ace in Freddie Peralta, is better than they were when they had him.
It just doesn't matter. And even that boondoggle they did, the trade with the Red Sox, when they got Kyle Harrison, Shane Drowan, and the last piece in that deal was David Hamilton.
Yes.
For Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, and something else? Something else?
Yeah, I think it was Caleb Durbin and Andrew Monasterio. Was it not just that two?
I feel like there was one more like minor piece in there, but like it's Shane Drowan. He looks like he's the next monster. Like right now, he's working in the Brewers fleet of longmen. But like Drowan's like a lefty who throws 95, like with a whole slew of other pitches. They taught him the cutter that they teach every single guy. Like even Brand Sproat has not looked good at all this year. It was the guy they got for Freddie Peralta. Like
Brandon Woodruff's been hurt.
Yeah, Brandon, I think he's dead anyway. Like it just does not matter. Like today, the fact that like Miz can go 7 innings, 12 Ks, give up his first run in a month, and like Aaron Ashby can just breeze through the 8th and 9th innings. I guess the Cardinals team that we've talked about is quite a good team right now. Like they just have Andrew Vaughn ripping the cover off the baseball again. Like the bottom of the lineup also sucks, and it just does not matter.
Yeah, they get on base though. They're bottom of the order.
Kind of. I mean, Joey Ortiz and Blake Perkins don't really get on base. Rengifo doesn't really get on base.
All right, fair. I guess. All right, they get on base more than almost everybody else on the Mets.
Yeah, I mean that's not a high bar there. They are just an absolute unstoppable force. The Brewers.
Yeah, no, Brewers definitely a top 5 team. We had the Yankees both at 3, despite the recent troubles for the Yankees. Which again, steak is too juicy.
Don't matter.
Again, I fucking hate Yankees fans. They have like one bad week of baseball, including losing to the Mets, and they're like, the sky is falling. The June swoon's happening early. This is the 3rd best team in baseball. They're unbelievably good still.
They have the highest barrel rate in baseball. They have the highest hard hit rate in baseball. Judge and Rice is like a locked, solid 1-2 duo. It's like one of the best ones in all of baseball at this point. It might be the best one, honestly, now I'm saying it out loud. Bellinger's been great. Jazz has not gotten going yet, but I think he will at some point.
He's gotten hot the last couple weeks.
He has finally? Yeah, of course. Natural, going to happen. And then when I don't know if their pitching will ever be fully healthy together, but it's really close to it right now. We still don't know what's going on with Max Fried. And the Yankees are very weird with their injury stuff, so I'm kind of nervous about that with them. But Schlittler is a freak of nature. Like
so good. Did you see that idiot Met fan trying to still argue that Noel McLean's better? It's like, dude, we can concede this one. Cam Schlittler's better.
Nah, Cam Schlittler might be like the 3rd or 4th best pitcher in baseball right now. Him and Mizrachi is the debate, but McLean's not close to either of those guys at this point right now. And now Cole and Rodon are going to get going. Like Bednar, the bullpen is shaky, but the Yankees will just trade for any relievers they want at the deadline. That's what Brian Cashman does every year. Whether it works or not, they're going to do it, and they're just one of the best teams in baseball. They're the best team in the American League, and I don't. Even though the Rays have like 5 games on them right now, I think the Yankees are still better.
Yeah, truly couldn't care less. Like again, looking at this lineup, like there's ways for them to improve, which sounds insane. Like again, there's just a black hole right now at catcher and third base. There's ways to improve that, and it still doesn't even really matter because of how good the guys that are there in that lineup are with Judge and Ben Rice, and eventually, I mean, Cody Bellinger's having a great year. He's playing so well.
Awesome.
Ever since we put out how the players are doing so far, and I think that day he had a 100 WRC plus, and we said average. And I think since then he's been on a skyrocket back to being an elite level production hitter. The bullpen's still good, and yeah, that rotation with Cam Schlittler leading it, Garrett Cole looked totally fine. Like they're going to be great.
Oh, fantastic! And now you had the Braves ahead of the Dodgers in your power ranking.
I did. I briefly have the Braves ahead. Just, again, better record, right? I think slightly better record. They just played the Dodgers recently, took the series from them. The Braves are also doing it with, like, injuries, which is insane. Like, as soon as Acuna comes back, Drake Baldwin gets hurt. As soon as a guy comes back, someone else gets hurt. They basically haven't been with a fully healthy rotation this entire season and still getting it done. The team's just really good, but at the same time, I'll keep saying it, there's no way this can sustain.
There are so many things about this team that is sustainable and so many things that are not. Like Chris Sale is still an ace, 100%.
Yes.
Michael Harris looks sick as fuck right now. Matt Olson looks like an MVP candidate. Acuna's going to get stupid hot. But like the combination of like Dom Smith hitting and Bryce Elder pitching, it's just not going to continue.
I just also think like too from a like hitting perspective, they right now have the 3rd lowest walk rate in all of Major League Baseball, 7.8% as a team. If you look at all the other teams around them with similar walk rates, they're bad offenses. So it's like, at some point, that does have to stabilize a little. You can't get on base that little and be that good of an offense.
Yeah, I don't know. Flip side of that is like, why would I want to walk? I'm destroying the baseball.
I guess that's another thing. That's fair. But at some point, we know bats get cold. Like, they just will not stay hot forever. But maybe it's just because the Braves get so ridiculously hot at the same time that doesn't matter.
Wow, Jack Perkins threw 5 innings out of the pen tonight.
That's what you get on the windup. You get a little Jack Perkins bump.
Interesting. 7 strikeouts and 4 2/3.
And then also, let's just say it. There's no fucking planet where Bryce Elder keeps pitching like this or Martin Perez. There's no planet.
I mean, Grant Holmes pitching well too. Like they're just, I don't know. There's such an internal belief there with that team. Again, like I kind of have to give a lot of credit to Walt Weiss. Like he seems
yeah.
Like this team is a big turnaround from last year with not that dissimilar amount of injuries they had that team last season either. And like Austin Riley still not hitting like you said. And now they're running out of Sandy Leon, Chadwick Trump catcher tandem right now with Drake Baldwin and Sean Murphy both on the IL for a very long time. Like it's astounding what they're able to do. And again, a guy like Elder, it's just I don't know. Like they keep saying it, but Greg Maddux is bullying him into like being a better pitcher. And the fact that the cutter is involved now, like someone who just talked about JT Ginn, just like giving lefties something else to think about, different part of the plate, different quadrant.
I had the Braves really high in my bullpen rankings. You did not have them as high. Do you amend that? Because Iglesias Suarez is the best 8-9 in all of baseball.
It is. That's not. I don't know. Best 8-9.
Who's
I think
better?
the Padres.
But that's Miller being the best 9.
I still take that.
Like, dude, Suarez and Iglesias right now, I think, have thrown a combined 38 innings and have allowed 2 earned runs. That's unbelievable. That's what I want on my 8-9.
Iglesias just came back. The health has been kind of weird for him this year, and like I think a big piece of this Braves bullpen that's been awesome is also Didier Fuentes
and Dylan Lee again.
Yeah, Dylan Lee. I can't believe Dylan Lee. Even like Tyler Kinley. Like the Braves are they're just really good. They're just a really really good baseball team. But they're a team they have so little depth, and it's being tested so much, and they're still winning. It's a blessing for them how much of a disaster the Mets and the Phillies are. So they actually have the ability to coast in the regular season, and they can kind of take some risks and take some chances with how hard they're going to go for the next few months, just so they can get into the dance, hopefully as strong as possible.
Yeah, because they've built up quite the cushion right now. Where
the Nationals are in second.
Yeah, they really can just coast the rest of the season, play 500 baseball. They're going to make the playoffs, win the division.
They can play 500 baseball and they'll win this division by 10 games.
Yeah, which is crazy to say out loud.
Which sucks, but whatever. That's where we are.
And then we'll briefly talk about the Dodgers because it's it's boring. But shocker, the Dodgers are really good. That being said, they do feel more human than last year's version.
Why?
I think just because the fact that the pitching, especially on the starting pitching side, feels a little bit more in flux. I know, like, Yamamoto's still amazing, and Ohtani is unbelievable. I don't know how much faith I have outside of those guys right now, just because we're doing the injury thing again, and maybe this is exactly going to plan, but I don't think that they realistically can just go into a playoff with Yamamoto and Ohtani being the only reliable, healthy starters. The other guys I don't trust fully.
No, sure, but I still just do figure that by the time we get to August, like Glasnow and Snell are just back, and that's just fine. Like the fact that they're playing again, like 2/3 win, like 67% win percentage ball nearly, and there's no Diaz. When Diaz was here, he was terrible, and they still have Robleski. And again, Robleski's been mostly good. The regression monster finally came from this past weekend. Sheehan also hasn't looked right. Sheehan just
hurt. He has to be.
I mean, let's see his velocity's still down. He just had a pretty nice start against the Rockies.
I haven't been seeing Nick Pollock tweet about him, so I don't know.
Yeah, his velocity's still down. He's still sitting 93, 94, which again, there's a guy last year who was 95 up to 97. Like his fastball got 10 whiffs tonight, though. Good for him. But it's different.
Money.
But still, whenever those guys come back, they'll have the best rotation in baseball again.
Sure.
The one guy you probably can't rely on, though, is Diaz because of how weird that whole situation was. And who knows if he gets reprimanded for the cockfighting stuff that no one talks about.
Yeah, somehow, some way, when players on the Dodgers do illegal activities, it doesn't matter. It just gets completely swept under the rug. Fernando Tatis sticks a needle in his ass, he gets suspended for games. Edwin Diaz cockfights, nobody cares.
And again, this is just funny the way this Dodgers team is. Like, Teoscar Hernandez got old. It doesn't look like it's going to come back to the same degree as we've seen it.
But it doesn't matter. He's still 125 WRC+.
But then Andy Pages takes a massive step forward. He's like one of the best run producers in all of baseball. Like, it's just everything kind of evens out to keep this team going all the time. Like, Mookie doesn't look very good. Freeman looks the worst he's ever looked in his career. Kyle Tucker has not gotten comfortable. Muncy and Will Smith also not great. Shohei is the worst he's ever hit in his career, which is funny to say that, but like it is true.
400 on base percentage, worst he's ever hit.
Absolutely. And now he's missing the 1 day a week when he pitches too. They just don't care. They're the best team, and that's it.
Yeah, no, they are. Also, shout out Dalton Rushing. People did not like my Dalton Rushing comments on the backup catcher video. You're all fucking soft. Dalton Rushing rocks.
I mean, he's at least helpful for what they need right now, but they are the best, and there's nothing we can say about it.
No, nothing we could say. But them Braves, top 2 without a doubt. Yankees, top 3. We had the top 5 on lock. We got a little away from each other from that 6 to 15 range, but we locked it back in.
That 6 to 15, that I don't know, it's all the same. I love my guards, but Pirates hate the Padres. We'll see how these things all wind up. I do like the fact that we're keeping this cadence like every 6 weeks.
Yeah, we'll probably do it again at the end of June, right before the All-Star break. Probably drop another one for you guys if you like it.
And then right after the trade deadline.
Yeah, and then right after the trade deadline. So make sure you're subscribed to the Windup so you don't miss out on any of that content. Again, big shout out to our members who get access to the videos early. We do appreciate you. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Giraffe Neck Mark. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.